You think multitasking makes you more productive? But neuroscience reveals something terrifying. Every time you switch between tasks, you lose up to 25 minutes of your concentration. Because what your brain really needs isn't more speed, but this one forgotten ability that 99% of people never develop. I'm sharing science-backed strategies for mental strength and peak performance. If you're ready to optimize your brain, stick around. In this video, I'll reveal the shocking truth about multitasking and why it's literally rewiring your brain for failure. You'll discover why your brain is biologically not designed for multitasking, the hidden costs you're paying every single day without realizing it, and the one technique that elite athletes and CEOs use to double their focus. But here's the warning. What I'm about to show you contradicts everything our society preaches about productivity. Most people will never accept this truth, but the few who do gain an unfair advantage. Here's something that will shock you. Multitasking doesn't exist. At least not the way you think it does. Neuroscientists at Stanford University discovered that our brains are physically incapable of processing two cognitive tasks simultaneously. What we call multitasking is actually task switching, constantly jumping back and forth between activities. Imagine your brain is like a high-performance computer. Every time you switch between tasks, this computer has to shut down, restart, and reload all programs. That costs time and energy every single time. Research shows, with every task switch, you lose an average of 23 minutes and 15 seconds before you're fully focused again. That means if you switch between tasks just 5 times a day, you're losing almost 2 hours of productive time. And it gets worse. Dr. Daniel Levitin from McGill University found that multitasking increases cortisol levels, your stress hormone. Your brain interprets every task switch as a small threat and puts you in a permanent state of alarm. What's even more concerning is this. Chronic task switching doesn't just raise cortisol, it also shrinks the prefrontal cortex over time. That's the part of your brain responsible for decision-making, impulse control, and long-term planning. In other words, the more you multitask, the harder it becomes to stop multitasking. And when that stress response becomes chronic, it impairs your ability to regulate emotions, solve complex problems, and even sleep properly. Now comes the part that's truly frightening. The hidden costs you're paying every day without even knowing it. Multitasking doesn't just make you unproductive, it makes you stupid. Temporarily, but measurably. Researchers at the University of London found that people who multitask during cognitive tasks show an IQ drop of up to 15 points. That's more than the loss from marijuana use. The 3 hidden costs of multitasking are attention residue, parts of your attention remain stuck on the previous task, decision fatigue, every task switch consumes mental energy, error rate, multitaskers make 50% more mistakes and take 25% longer on tasks. The insidious part? Multitasking feels productive. Your brain releases small amounts of dopamine with every switch. You literally become addicted to distraction. But here's the good news. There's a counter-strategy so powerful it can transform your life. Let's go deeper into how your brain actually enters a high-performance state. Neuroscientist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi calls it flow, a mental state where you're fully immersed, time disappears, and productivity skyrockets. But here's the paradox. Flow only occurs when your brain isn't distracted. That's why only one task is not just a productivity hack. It's the gateway to the most powerful cognitive state humans can reach. Scientists found that during flow, your brain releases a powerful cocktail of neurochemicals: dopamine, norepinephrine, anandamide, and serotonin. This neurochemical cocktail not only boosts focus and motivation, but also accelerates learning by up to 500%. That's why elite athletes, writers, and inventors often describe flow as their most productive and even euphoric state. The catch? You can't stumble into flow by accident. You have to create the right conditions, starting with deep, undistracted focus. Here's something most people never realize. Your attention span isn't shrinking by accident, it's being hijacked by design. Every notification, every red icon, every infinite scroll is engineered to spike your dopamine and train your brain to crave distraction. Just like slot machines. Each swipe and ding gives your brain a micro reward, and over time, it reprograms how you focus. You become less patient, less deep, and more reactive. Ask yourself, when was the last time you spent 1 full hour on a single task without reaching for your phone? If you can't remember, you're not alone, but you are being programmed, either by the algorithm or by your intention. That's why reclaiming your attention is not just a productivity strategy, it's an act of freedom. Cal Newport, professor at Georgetown, calls it deep work, the ability to focus without distraction on cognitively demanding tasks. In a world full of distractions, this ability becomes the most valuable resource of all. Jeff Bezos does it, Warren Buffett does it, even Mark Zuckerberg, the man who invented Facebook, blocks several hours daily for deep work. They all understand, in a hyper-connected world, whoever can focus best wins. Here's how to implement deep work. Step 1, the 90-minute rule. Work in 90-minute blocks without any interruption. This matches your natural attention cycle. Step 2, the distraction barrier. Phone silent, emails closed, door shut. Every potential distraction must be eliminated. Step 3, the one task rule. Choose one task for your deep work block, not 2, not 3, 1. The deep work revolution has already begun, and it's separating the winners from the losers of our time. If this video helped you see through the multitasking lie, hit that like button now and subscribe to the channel for more science-backed strategies for mental optimization. And write in the comments, I choose deep work. Show that you're ready to take the harder but more successful path. You'll find more content about focus and productivity in the video I've selected for you in the end screen. It dives deeper into the neuroscience of attention and gives you even more practical tools for mental mastery. Because at the end of the day, it's not about how busy you were, but how focused you were. And with deep work, you'll join the 1% who achieve truly extraordinary results. See you in the next video. Until then, stay focused,